Okay, are you police?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, may I have your badge number?
10603.
Okay. I have been, my child custody rights has been sabotaged. They did it with my son, and now they're trying to scheme and keep me away from my daughter. So I'm supposed to have supervised visits out of criminal activity on Saturdays. And I just want to know how long my rights are going to get violated. I miss my daughter, and I'm really upset about multiple parties scheming, so I don't have access to my child, which hindering the case is a crime. But since law enforcement is being denied, I don't know what to do. I wish that I had rights like other citizens, but obviously I don't. So I'm just trying to get enough evidence so the parties can get the consequences they deserve for violating my rights and hindering my child custody rights, which is criminal. So I don't know what, since the law enforcement is denied, what I need to do. Because it's not legal for multiple parties to scheme, so I can't have access to my daughter. I should have a right to report the criminal activity, but my rights are being violated. So what does the police department recommend I do if they're denying me law enforcement?
Have you been to child custody court?
I have. They have set up a supervised visitations out of corruption, and they're being violated. They set it up with family FLP. They won't call me back. They're helping hinder the child custody rights. And the police are denying investigation to see why they would do that. And why multiple CPS workers are violating my rights, denying me services, and covering for it.
Have you been in contact with your lawyer?
Well, I just don't understand why law enforcement will consistently get denied. I can't call a lawyer. I've already tried. If I can't call the real people, which I reported that there's criminal activity going on with my phone. So I just don't understand why you guys are consistently denying law enforcement and just can keep recommending multiple places just deny services and recommend I get an attorney. But I just don't understand why the law enforcement is denied for such extreme events. I've said a lot of amazing things. I don't know why your recommendation would be for me to get an attorney instead of doing law enforcement. I thought police hindering the child custody rights, police investigated that. Why won't you investigate it for me? Well, why are you guys sabotaging my education and investigation for it? Are you behind it?
Do you have child custody paperwork?
I do.
So,
I've turned it in and it was ignored, but I do have the child custody paperwork. Bill turned it in and wouldn't give me an
other
update
days
and
you're
was
supposed
hanging
to
up in
get
my
your
face and
child?
playing games. And I came in with the and gave them the information, and they detained me on false pretenses. Carter, June 2020 to June, I believe it was June 17, 2020. But Internal Affairs deems all this chaos as non-investigatable. But yeah, I tried to report it to Carter June 20th and was detained on false pretenses. And I gave it to Bill, and he was supposed to be giving it to Fox, the supervisor, and never did. Fox claims he's never got it. They have a harassment case that they want to investigate.
Okay, or um,
I just want
child.
to know if how long the police department are going to keep breaking the law and why people are scheming. So I don't have access to my daughter. I'm not happy about it. I want people to get the charges they deserve. Hindering a child custody agreement is a felony. Enlisting CPS, courts, and all these people to commit crimes with you guys is sick. So I don't know what to do because there's too many parties committing crimes and violating my rights. What is supposed to happen is you guys are supposed to be investigated, but you didn't with my son. So I'm trying to see what's going to happen when people are going to finally get the charges, so I don't have to keep continue going through it with my daughter.
Okay. If he's not giving you your child when you should be having your child on the agreed upon date and the court paperwork, then you need to call police and do a report on it.
I've done multiple. They're ignoring. They're denying investigation, and not only that, their false statements were made to even get me on supervised visits that are not investigated. Multiple parties make false statements, like when I was detained at Salvation Army, and that's not investigated either. I was getting an apartment. That was a lot of things that were going on that would I could grow in my life. And police came, rushed me free, and handcuffed me and hauled me off. Then the person at the hospital lied and said she gave me a medical psyche eval to keep me past the 72-hour hold, and it never happened. She never gave me a psyche eval. They wouldn't let me go to court at Parkland Hospital. So all these things aren't getting investigated. That's a lot of chaos and criminal activity and my rights being violated. But somehow not only is that not getting investigated, 60 other reports.
Okay. Are you trying to make a complaint? File a complaint?
I just don't know what to do because I'm supposed to have her on the supervised visitation out of criminal activity. I don't understand why police want to investigate why multiple parties are lying on me and hindering my child custody rights, which are a felony. And then not only that, find out why FLP would like to be a conspirator in the crime and CPS. Why want the police then to do their investigation or refer it to the agency that does? Why are they tampering with evidence and committing felonies?
Okay. If you want to talk to the detective regarding your case and everything, I can give you the number.
Well, they removed me, internal affairs removed me because they're tampering with evidence themselves and covering for crimes. It's been a revolving circle for a long time with multiple parties committing crimes to violate me. So that won't work. I'm asking from law enforcement for people that hopefully have integrity. How do I combat this chaos and criminal activity from the government? All these conspirators in crime committing felonies and all these other criminal offenses that are not getting investigated and covered for. What am I supposed to do?
So, the questions you're asking, I don't have an answer to the type of questions you're trying to
Okay,
ask.
so for hindering the child custody rights, you don't have an answer on why that's how to get that investigated and who's supposed to do it. If police are committing crimes, who is that forwarded to? Or is it okay and there's no consequences for police that decide to commit crimes? Maybe that's why they're doing it because there's no consequences.
I'm not trying to discuss how things, why things are and aren't done, but if you want help with that stuff, you can talk to the detective or I can transfer you to make a complaint.
I've already done that. I just went. So, what is supposed to happen? Can you give me my rights, or do they have to consistently keep getting sabotaged? If the family place wants to commit a crime along with multiple other parties as hinder my child custody rights out of malice, do I have to keep going through this because people are getting paid to do it, or what am I supposed to do if people aren't committing crimes? What would normal person's rights be if this was going on?
Okay. There's nothing else I can help you with that. If you want to make a complaint or talk to the detective.
Okay, you don't. I'm asking for my rights. Are you sabotaging my education of the rights?
If you can read all the rights online. I don't have to read you your rights.
I don't know why you guys would consistently keep denying me investigation and law enforcement.